I guess so. Now a little more serious issue. Kind of funny, kind of not. When I was younger, I'm 50. When I was younger, I had gone to jail a number of times. When I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and I lived in poor neighborhoods, and that's almost a rite of passage. You're in Memphis, Tennessee. If you live in poor neighborhoods and you haven't been to jail, that is an accomplishment. But anyway, inside jail one time, and they call it's 201 Poplar. Some people even used to call it the mission because they'll come save your life, man. You get yourself killed out there. Yeah, police come get you and whoop you up real good and everything, and put you in jail and stuff, man. You don't want to ever do no. Some people don't. Some people don't care. They just go back. It's just beg for the whoopings from the police and everything. So it's wild concepts, man. So anyway, I was in there, and I guess what was I? Man, I was 19 years old. I was 19 years old, and the people when we get locked down in the cells, people tell stories to each other, and there's 12 cells on one side, 12 cells on the other side. There's a big area in the middle, about 30 feet across in between, and about 100, 150 feet maybe. So that, anyway, it's real easy to just talk back and forth, while everybody's locked down in their cells, and people are talking and stuff, and there's it goes certain ways, but some other people basically, I guess, had the mic or the floor, or whatever you want to call it at the time, and and the subject was around Mack Moore. Really, what controlled it wasn't people; it was like the subject. The subject really kind of controlled who talked. If you knew something about the subject, and you put something in or whatever, and back and forth. But if you didn't know nothing about it, then you didn't talk. Now, number one, I didn't know nothing. Number two, I was a very, very young man, and jail was kind of a new experience for me. So didn't get involved too much. Uh, I didn't even know about computers yet. I didn't know. I didn't know my ass from a hole in the ground, but I didn't know nothing. Yeah, I guess I was checking just to make sure. Yeah, I didn't know shit. So they started talking about this guy. His name was Mack Moe, and I'll never forget it. Being a young white man, being in jail, you hear a story like this, you just know you don't want to see it come life or death. So I said Mack Moe was a mental patient, and Mack Moe stole a 27-inch TV at the time. Man, that was big screen. It's like, I think, what was it, 27? Might have been 37, 47. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, they say he stole a big screen TV. Back then, man, I just there was a lot of different types of big screen TVs, man. So they said, he went to court and he went off. He's a mental patient, so he went off on the on the judge and everybody in there, and like tore the courtroom up. And this is very important. Mack Moe does not do anything all day. This is, oh God, this is the craziest thing I think anybody could say. And I heard him. One time. They had him on the suicide pod, and I heard him. They say, "Y'all hear him down there? That's him. That's him right there." So they put this dude in jail for over a year. All he does all day is push-ups and fantasizes about raping men in the ass. This is jail. This is not penitentiary. We are not. This is not supposed to be a scenario, but yeah. Oh, Jay said the jails in the 80s and 90s, like before I even got there, not the 90s, but the 80s. Well, I got there in late 90. No, I got there in early 94, and I think the last riots they had were, before I got there. So it was real bad. And then once the riots happened, everything changed. There was two different sets, I think. So they said this guy, he goes to the so they got Mack Moe in jail. He does not have a court date. Mack Moe tore up the court. Mack Moe whooped a lot of people. It was a bad day for the courtrooms at 201. Red buttons were pushed. That's a little beep, 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 like every officer from every courtroom goes. Anyway, a lot of things happened that day. And Mack Moe was not scheduled for court for who knows. They said he had been in there for over a year. He was misdemeanor charged, basically. Like the TV didn't go over $500 or something. I don't know. Maybe they raised it to 1,000. Who knows? Anyway, it was a misdemeanor. And it said this guy, and this guy was mouthing off to the guards and shit. And then you're gonna realize what I mean in a minute when they say, y'all hear him? Y'all hear him? Because he wasn't talking to nobody. Oh, God, it's so fucking crazy. So this guy, he's talking crazy to the guards, and he's going in the hole. He's in the hole, and he's fixing to go into his cell. He's being transferred to the hole. That means walking down the hallway. He goes into the pod. And he's fixing to go into his cell. They open the cell. He walks in. Mack Moe gets up from doing his push-ups, and I mean push-ups all day and night. I mean, a lot of people in jail, and like I had friends in neighborhoods and stuff. I mean, we knew each other from Memphis and stuff. We had all heard this guy at some point, but this was my first time ever hearing of him. And he's a bad mental patient, man. He can't be kept around other people and stuff. So he gets up off the floor from doing push-ups, and he says his signature saying. He puts on his mean mug too now. All of it. What? All of it. He said, what do you mean? There's the guards, because the only reason we know this is because the guards and like some other inmates and stuff, and like the guards will sit around and talk with the inmates. They're talking about this stuff, but at least they used to. Like nowadays, they don't. Like wow, it's a different world. And they said the guard started closing the door. And, because he's all the way at the beginning of the pod. He can't see this stuff going on or anything, but he knows what he's doing. That's why he's putting him in the cell with that dude. And that dude can't have nobody in the cell with him. He already knows that. But he was going to show him because he was smarting off to that guard. And so what he did was he starts, he said, he said, no. It's late at night. I can't scream. So it's like, no. Help me. He's attacking me. He said he ain't even put his hands on him yet. Oh, man. Could you imagine? But they let him back out. They opened the door and they let him back out and stuff. And said, now next time you smart off to me, man, you're going in the cell with Mack Moe. I said, man, I won't never say nothing to you. I promise God, man. And that's how inmates are and stuff. Like I'm not one of them. I've just been to jail a couple times, but yeah, once they mess up and they're just an unhonorable person after that. They once a motherfucker puts them in their place, they just wussy up, man. It's over. But then again, they're criminals and they're cowards and they do really bad things. And these are the type of people that mouth off to guards and stuff in jail. The biggest, baddest dudes that don't mess with nobody, don't do no bad stuff to too many people. Might be on really on there in a self defense case on murder or something like that. They don't mess with nobody. Very mature minded, emotionally intelligent individuals. They don't do nothing. The most just ragged trash piece of person in the world is all. And nowadays it's almost all of them. Used to be in the old days it wasn't everybody, but nowadays it's almost everybody that's ever in jail. That they're all that toxic little dude, and it's retarded. It's just so crazy. But it's not a place. Yeah, but but when they get broke down, I don't care if they just take all their cookies and cakes out of their cell or something. Oh man, I didn't mean it, man. You know what I'm saying? I just call people bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? That means we cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's fucking. That's the soul of a snake right there, man. He just slithers and cowers and fucking strike you if he ever gets a goddamn chance to catch your back turned or you at a weak moment.